on the John Reed program. Good morning. It's 11:05, the 7th day of October. 72 degrees, cloudy skies in the Crescent City right at the moment. If your school, church, or public service organization has an item of public interest, why don't you send it along to Community Billboard, WTIX New Orleans, and the crew of WTIX will let you know what's happening. Well, you already will know. We'll let everybody else know about it. And you too, if you don't happen to know what you sent in.
WTIX.
John Reed.
All the world, all the sound, easy to see.
Yeah, baby, that is the music of the Rascals. And that's a little goodie for you. It's called People Gotta Be Free. Of course they do. It's 11:09, 72 degrees now, cloudy skies.
After a day of puffering in the petunia patch, I love a relaxing television show full of mystery, terror, and suspense.
Journey to the Unknown is loaded with mystery, terror, and suspense. This fall on ABC.
Find your own thing, find your own thing, find your own thing on ABC.
Journey to the Unknown with Channel 12 every Thursday evening at 8:30.
Yes. Thank you very much. 72 degrees at 11:09 right now.
WTIX New Orleans. Eek-dee-doo.
Eeky-doo.
Eek-dee-doo.
Mr. Jerry Wallace.
Eek-dee-doo. All the time of WTIX New Orleans.
Good morning. It's 11:11 in the Crescent City, 72 and cloudy in New Orleans now as well. Barbara Acklin here. Love makes a woman.
WTIX New Orleans.
This is Donovan.
When the sun goes to bed.
Lelania, that's the music of Donovan. Donovan will be in town too. I want to remind you of that. It'll be happening on the 17th of this month at Loyola Fieldhouse. It will be a groove. Hope you can make it. It's 11:17 and it's off to a great start. What is as well as the gigantic Ajax phone stake. So exciting with $2 million in cash prizes to give away. Thousands and thousands of phone numbers, many of them right here in the New Orleans area, are being called. Your number could be next. Now suppose you're called. Well, we'll ask you to answer one of three simple questions about Ajax 2 laundry detergent. Then we'll ask you to just name two other fine Ajax products. Give us the correct answers. We'll give you $25, possibly a bonus prize. How do you prepare for a call? Well, get the facts about Ajax 2 laundry detergent, the one that's stronger than dirt. Take a look at the Ajax 2 box at home or where you shop, or check the special display in most stores. No purchase is necessary. The important thing is to learn about Ajax 2 right away. You could win at least $25 if your phone number is one of the thousands and thousands of lucky numbers in the big $2 million Ajax phone stakes. Void where prohibited. 72 degrees now. Cloudy skies on the John Reed Show at 11:18.
WTIX Golden.
You've got what it takes. Marvin Johnson now. What it takes is your breathing, baby. That's all that really matters. Good morning.
Don't need no money. Baby. WTIX New Orleans.
The Beatles now.
Hey Jude.
Hey Jude, Beatles, everybody, at 11:27 on the John Reed program for WTIX. The most music 24 hours a day. Stick with us for a while. 72 degrees in New Orleans now.
WTIX New Orleans.
This is Raymond Lefevre, his orchestra, and if I only had the time. Ladies and gentlemen, the beat goes on.
WTIX New Orleans.
11:30 on the John Reed program.
Standing on the mountain looking down on the city. High on a mountain of
High on a mountain of love. That's Harold Dorman. It's 11:32, solid gold there on the John Reed program. Don't forget your Buzz Bennett at 2 p.m. today on the radio here at WTIX. Do drive carefully. Remember, get your seatbelts fastened and use them while you're driving that automobile, please.
WTIX New Orleans.
72 degrees now. It's cloudy in New Orleans. This is My Special Angel. Music by the Vogues.
WTIX
I'd like Let's remind you that Donovan will be in New Orleans October 17th at Loyola Fieldhouse. For a concert, it's 11:35. OC
Oh, I
Smith.
wake up in the morning, God didn't make little green apples. It don't
It was reported today by 2020 News that New Orleans legislators won't back a tax booth in the forthcoming special session unless the Crescent City gets its fair share. This is Bob Walker, WTIX 2020 News. The city has 8 of the 39 senators and 20 of the 105 representatives in the legislature. Most of the New Orleans delegation heard a report last week from Senator Frederick Egan and Representative Anthony Visick, members of Governor John McKithen's Tax Study Committee, on what the committee's deliberations will mean to the Crescent City. Sources say the delegation showed dissatisfactory, such as the charity support and Louisiana State University in New Orleans. The New Orleans lawmakers reportedly plan to meet again in about 2 weeks. The special tax-raising session has been set for November 10th. Murder in Bossier City. Dave McClellan has the story for 2020 News in Shreveport.
37-year-old Shreveporter is being held by Bossier City authorities for investigation into the shooting death of his estranged wife. Robert Eugene Farr is being held on an open charge pending completion of investigation. Killed in the shootout late yesterday evening was Mrs. Selma Joyce Farr, 31. A 31-year-old Houghton man, Kerry Hopkins, is being treated for gunshot wounds. The shootings took place about 7:30 last night. The woman was shot at least 3 times while she was in the dining room of the house. Hopkins was shot as he ran from the building. This is Dave McClellan reporting for WTIX 2020 News.
The Louisiana AFL-CIO has formally endorsed the ticket of Hubert Humphrey for president and Edmund Muskie for vice president. At a special convention yesterday in Baton Rouge, the AFL-CIO's Committee of Political Action adopted a resolution endorsing the Democratic ticket by a vote of 814 to 27. The resolution criticized the GOP ticket of Richard Nixon and Spiro Agnew and third-party candidate George Wallace and General Curtis LeMay. Wallace's Louisiana campaign manager, Leander Perez of Plaquemines Parish, was cited for alleged anti-union activities. The Louisiana State Department of Health reported today that 8,100 children were immunized against measles last month following a measles outbreak in Terrebonne Parish. The department said the outbreak was discovered after a 7-year-old girl was admitted to a hospital in New Orleans with clinical measles and associated myelencephalitis from which she recovered. An investigation uncovered 20 similar cases in a relatively isolated section of Terrebonne Parish. A 9-month report by the department showed only 23 reported cases of red measles through September compared to 155 for the same period in 1967. At least 12 persons were killed in Louisiana over the weekend. 11 died in traffic mishaps, and 1 was killed in a hunting accident. Police said 47-year-old George Woodall of Hall was shot and killed Saturday by a hunter who thought he was shooting a squirrel. The mishap occurred near Jamestown in Iberville Parish. A Coast Guard seaplane has parachuted a pump to the fishing vessel Palomino, which was reported sinking in the Gulf of Mexico, 50 miles south of Morgan City. Spokesman at Mobile, Alabama, the Coast Guard station, said the vessel radioed for help at 2:40 p.m. yesterday. An official said the pump was aboard and working within 2 hours. The boat was escorted to Morgan City by the fishing vessel Tiki 4, and no injuries were reported. The Coast Guard said Palomino is owned by Eugene Abram of Port St. Joe, Florida. WTIX headlines by Dateline, Washington. The House Appropriations Committee has slashed administration requests for low-income housing, open housing enforcement, and the food stamp program. New York, French Foreign Minister Michel Dubray says there can be no East-West Entente while Soviet troops remain in Czechoslovakia. Calcutta, at least 560 persons are known dead after floods and landslides in northern India. Baltimore, some 1,500 persons have paraded through Baltimore protesting the trial of 9 Roman Catholic clergy and laymen on charges of destroying draft records. Erie, Pennsylvania, Hubert Humphrey is campaigning in Pennsylvania today, Richard Nixon in Washington and Buffalo, and George Wallace in Washington and Baltimore. Washington, the Census Bureau says there will be about 7 million more eligible voters next month than in 1964. WTIX Sports.
Bob Gibson and the St. Louis Cards Sunday, but ended up on the short end of a 10-1 decision. That game delayed 37 minutes at the start, another 1 hour 15 minutes at the third. But despite what may be termed the world's largest rain dance, the game went on. Gibson allowed only 5 hits and giving the Cards a commanding 3-1 lead in the best-of-7 series. Today, Tiger pitching hero Mickey Lolich squares off against Nelson Briles in game number 5, a game that could clinch it for St. Louis. 2020 News spoke with Mickey Lolich following Sunday's game about today's crucial contest.
Well, what can you say? I mean, we have to win a ball game. Over in St. Louis, it was more or less the same thing, but not quite as critical. We lost the first game, and, you know, I had to be the one to win the second game to get us back even. Well, if I win tomorrow, we won't be even, but we'll still be alive. So there's not much I really can say except go out there and get them and hope for the best.
Today is a do-or-die contest for the Tigers, but the odds makers give Detroit a 13-10 edge to win it. And the forecast calls for sunny skies with a high of 62 at game time. Brian Wood, 2020 News in Detroit.
WTIX, first in New Orleans with 2020 News.
How you spell it isn't the key. You drink milk for vitality. If you want to be an energetic, here's the way to be an energetic. Drink milk, that's the way. You get a big lift. Drink milk.
Remember, milk with meals, milk with snacks for the big lift that lasts. That's the American Dairy Association's tasty tip for the day. How about a tall, cool glass of milk right now?
WTIX weather.
Just ahead of much more music and John Reed. Look for partly cloudy skies through tomorrow. Today's high 84. WTIX temperature now 72 degrees. This is Bob Walker.
WTIX New Orleans.
Here's the new sound now, the Classics 4. This is Stormy, 11:47 on the John Reed Show now. Stormy, 11:49 on the John Reed program. 72 degrees right now, along with cloudy skies. Going to be that way, too. Partly cloudy through Tuesday with a high today around 84 degrees for the Crescent City.
Harriet,
Yeah, Ethel?
have you noticed my George lately? He's not as nervous as he used to be. Let me tell you, it's got nothing to do with taking tranquilizers. I simply went out and bought him a new kind of underwear.
Underwear? What's that got to do with George not being so jumpy?
Everything, Harriet. You see, Ethel bought him Mayo Spruce's new blend set underwear. It's a new blend of 25% polyester and 75% cotton, which does nice things for underwear. And the man who wears it. The polyester's there to make it wear longer, hold its shape, and fit no matter how many times it's washed. And the cotton's for comfort, naturally. Remember the name, Blend Set by Mayo Spruce. The underwear naturally blended for greater shrinkage control.
I wonder why they didn't call it tranquilizers.
Boy, I sure don't know, but I would certainly like to find out. You'll find Mayo Spruce Blend Set underwear at your local department store in both men's and boys' sizes.
WTIX New Orleans.
This is Susie Q. It's by the Creedence Clearwater Revival. Good morning, 11:51 now.